Hey guys, welcome back. It's Avondale here. On my last video, I got a comment that was asking me how I could teleport specific players to a spectator platform so they could watch the game. Now, this is something that's really important for Game Show because we really want to make sure that the right team gets teleported at the right time. If you teleport the wrong person when you're trying to teleport a specific team, things get bad fast, and you don't ever want that to happen. So instead of responding to it with a comment, I thought I might do a video so I can sort of explain the way that it works and you guys can, see it visually in front of you exactly how we teleport things in the right way. So I can't really demonstrate this alone, so I'm going to bring in some helpers here. Let's do this. Oh, hey guys. Oh, aren't they cool? We get the blue guy here. He's going to be on the blue team. Spectator guy. It looks like he's a blue fan. And there's the yellow guy, and it looks like they're going to be playing football or soccer or whatever you call it. So let's see. For this game to work right, when the game starts, we need the yellow guy to teleport over into the yellow goal. We need the blue guy to teleport into the blue goal. And they should probably be facing each other too. And then we want to put the spectator guy up in the stands here, but we want to put him in a spot where he's cheering for the right team. So those are the goals that we have to accomplish, and there's a couple of different ways that we can do that, so let's go check those out. So for Minecraft to be able to teleport a player at the right time when you want it to happen, you need to be able to tell the game what you want to classify the player as. Now there's two ways to do it. The first way is creating a team, and I brought Spectator Guy over here. He's gonna be our little guinea pig, I guess, when we're trying this out. So the first thing we'll do is create our team. We're going to create a team called Spectators. So you need to do scoreboard, teams, add, and your team name, Spectators. There we go. So it says added new team Spectators successfully. Great. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add players to the team. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add myself to the team so you guys can see how it's done with a player. So it's going to be scoreboard teams join, the name of your team, which is Spectators, and then the player name. So now it's added me to the team. There's one other thing that you can do to distinguish people on the teams, and I'm going to show you that real quick. We're going to do scoreboard teams option, the team name, color, and we're going to color these guys red. So now if I type something in chat, you're going to see that my name comes up red. This is because the team name is now colored that way, so when you see the name floating over the player's head, it'll show a red name for people on the spectator team. Now, I showed that on me because Spectator Guy's name won't change color when he joins the team yet. Maybe they'll add that. We'll see, but we could still add him to the team. So we're going to do scoreboard teams join Spectators. And now, just bear with me for a second. We're going to reference him by name here. So at E name equals Spectator Guy. There we go. So now Spectator Guy has joined the team. And if we listed the team, that would show up in there. Good. So now we're on the team. Spectator Guy's on the team. We have the color done. Now we're going to start learning about player selectors. So how do you actually get a command to reference a specific player? And I have a little demo command block in here because every single command block has the selectors listed in it. So you have @p, which literally targets the closest player to the command block or to a point that you specify. @r targets a random player. @a targets every player who matches the criteria. And then @e targets all entities. Now, something to keep in mind is that the game also considers players entities in this sense. So, for instance, if you were to do kill @e, everybody would die. So, those are selectors. Now, selectors have a neat thing in them where if you set them, you can use brackets at the end of it to identify different things. And these can be location, teams, scores. There's tons and tons of other things that you can do in these, but with just the scoreboard commands alone, you can identify almost all of your problems with selectors. So if we want to identify teams in a selector, it's actually pretty simple. It's just team, lowercase, equals, and then capital sensitive, the name of your team. So our team name is Spectators. So right there, it would take the closest person who is on Team Spectators. Now, since I'm the only person on Team Spectators, because Spectator Guy is an entity, it would never pick him even if I was further away from this command block. But if there was more than one person on the server and we were both spectators, it would pick the closest one. Now this will work the same. We're going to add yellow and blue teams here in a second. I'll probably do that off camera, but those will be for the guys who are actually playing. And you could just do it the same way and it would work. Okay, as an alternative to creating teams, you could also use dummy scoreboard objectives, which is our second option here. What is a dummy objective? A dummy objective is a scoreboard objective that does not get affected by anything except scoreboard commands. So the first thing we're going to do is create it. Scoreboard objectives, add. We're going to call this one team value because it's going to show us a value for different teams. And then you say dummy here. Now this value at the end is the type of objective it is, and these objectives can be related to stats in the game. So if I hit tab here, you'll see all these different stat options that come up. Now you can essentially track anything in the game that can be tracked with statistics as a scoreboard objective, and you can use this to have different scores attached to the players, maybe have them switch a different scoreboard objective when their score reaches a certain number. There's a lot of really great practical uses for that, but for now we just want one that's a dummy, so we are the only people who can affect it. So now that we've created the dummy objective, we need to set a player score. So we're going to use Spectator Guy again. We're going to do scoreboard players set. Now we're going to set the player name, which is Spectator Guy. We're going to put him on team value 3. So we're going to use 1 for blue, 2 for yellow, and 3 for spectators. So now he's set to a score of 3, and we can show this if we use a scoreboard on the side. So we're going to set the display of the sidebar to team value, and there you can see that we have the entity ID of Spectator Guy, and it's a red number because he's on the red team, and it shows that his team value is 3. So we'll get rid of that. Now, you can actually identify this score inside of a player selector. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look, and we can use @P with the brackets again, or @A, @E, @R, anything you want. And the way you reference this is with the score underbar. Now, this is where it changes depending on what you've named your objective. We'll do score underbar team value equal to 3. So now what this is showing is that it's looking for anyone with a score in the team value objective that is equal to 3 or less than that. Now that might not seem really obvious at first, but it'll right now pick up anyone with 0, 1, 2, any negative number, but anyone over 3, it doesn't count them. Now the nice thing about these player selectors is that when you start adding these sort of restrictions on what they're looking for, it's an and statement. So if we put a comma, we can add another one, and it'll combine the two. It'll look for only people that meet all of the criteria. So we're going to do score under our team value, another underscore, min, equal to 3. Now this is looking for anyone with a score in team value 3 or higher. So we have one thing that's looking for 3 or lower, the other thing that's looking for 3 or higher, and as a result of that, we've created a range that it's looking for that is equal to 3. So now when it tries to pick this person, it's only going to pick someone who's on team value of 3, which we've assigned to spectators. Now to get it to pick up Spectator Guy, I would just have to change this to @E. And now if we ran a command on it, let's say we wanted to teleport him to me, we'll do that and we'll run it, and you'll see that it picked him up. Hey, it sent him right over to me. Alright. Okay, so now that I've shown you both options, it's probably time to ask why I showed you 2 ways to do it. Well, it's because there's pros and cons to each one. So for the team option, it's really easy to see the categorization, especially since when you hit tab in multiplayer, it'll show the team names. You can guarantee what they're on. It's also less typing in the player selectors. It's a lot shorter to select someone with a team name than it is to select someone with very specific scoreboard objectives. Now the cons are you can't be on multiple teams. This is kind of an issue because there's certain things you can only achieve through being on the same team as someone else. For instance, name colors is one of them, but also PvP. You can't turn PvP off from in-game in vanilla Minecraft unless you have people on the same team. So that's one negative part. Also, it's very specific. You can't. It's tougher to mesh things together when you have people on teams. So a lot of times we don't even refer to teams. We just refer to scoreboard objectives. Now, the advantage to these is that it can auto-update your scores based on any number of criteria that the game has. And it's also more versatile. For instance, if I wanted to teleport the people that were on the blue and yellow teams but not spectator guy, I could just pick the people with the score of 1 and 2 and do it in the same range of player selectors in a command block. The cons, it's a lot tougher for the user to visualize that they're in the same scoreboard objectives as someone else. You can show it on the sidebar, but that really doesn't help, especially if people don't know how scoreboards work. And the last issue is you can't enforce options on players based on their scoreboard categorization. Now you can enforce effects and stuff, but you can't change the color of their name or their PvP status or anything like that. Okay, so we've learned how to do this. Now let's actually do the thing that we were looking to do. The first thing we need to do is we need to create 2 new teams. We're going to do this with the teams method. So scoreboard teams, add yellow and add blue. So now that we have the teams on, we're going to add the specific players. Okay, so they are all joined on their correct teams now. We have spectator guy on the spectator team, yellow guy on the yellow team, blue guy on the blue team. So now we're going to need to do command blocks for each one. So let's do the first one here, teleport at E, and we're going to go team equals yellow. And now we can just copy this one over and replace the yellow with blue, with spectators for this middle one. And then for the last one, we'll replace it with blue. Okay, so now we need to get the location of their coordinates, and I have them all right here. So the first TP location for the yellow guy is here, and we're also going to rotate them so they're looking at each other, and that's what that number is there. So we're going to paste this in. Now the next 2 numbers are your horizontal rotation and your vertical rotation. So we want them rotated minus 90 degrees horizontally and then 0 degrees vertically. So we'll go ahead and set that one. That one's done. Now we just want to put the red guy in the stands. That's pretty easy. So we're going to take that one and just put him up there at that coordinate. Okay, and for the last guy, the blue guy, we need him over here, and he needs to be facing the yellow guy, so we'll go ahead and take this coordinate, and we'll plunk it in here, and then rotate him opposite to the yellow guy. And now if we've done everything right, we should have one start button here that puts everyone where they need to go at the beginning of the game. So let's try it. 3, 2, 1, go! And there they are. Everyone teleported exactly where they needed to be, and it was solely based on the team selectors in these command blocks. So I hope you guys learned something today, especially if you had never tried something like this by yourself. I really encourage you to start up a creative world and try teleporting some different things around, because you start to learn a lot about the way that command blocks work when you start practically doing this for yourself. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I read them all, and if I see another good comment like this one, who knows, I might make another video, and maybe the Lobster Helpers will come back and give me a hand. Aren't they adorable? Oh, I love them so much. Okay, anyways, I've been Avondale. Thanks for watching. Check those out. So for Minecraft to be able to teleport a player at the right time when you want it to happen, you need to be able to tell the game what you want to classify the player as. Now there's 2 ways to do it. The first way is creating a team, and I brought Spectator Guy over here. He's gonna be our little guinea pig, I guess, when we're trying this out. So the first thing we'll do is create our team. We need the yellow guy to teleport over into the yellow goal. We need the blue guy to teleport into the blue goal. And they should probably be facing each other too. And then we want to put the spectator guy up in the stands here, but we want to put him in a spot where he's cheering for the right team. So those are the goals that we have to accomplish, and there's a couple of different ways that we can do that. So let's go check. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Avondale here. On my last video, I got a comment that was asking me how I could teleport specific players to a spectator platform so they could watch the game. Now, this is something that's really important for Game Show because we really want to make sure that the right team gets teleported at the right time. If you teleport the wrong person when you're trying to teleport a specific team, things get bad fast, and you don't ever want that to happen. So instead of responding to it with a comment, I thought I might do a video so I can sort of explain the way that it works, and you guys can, see it visually in front of you exactly how we teleport things in the right way. So I can't really demonstrate this alone, so I'm going to bring in some helpers here. Let's do this. Oh, hey guys. Oh, aren't they cool? We get the blue guy here. He's going to be on the blue team. Spectator guy. It looks like he's a blue fan. And there's the yellow guy, and it looks like they're going to be playing football or soccer or whatever you call it. So let's see. For this game to work right, when the game starts,